It's gonna change because the guy's there. Hey, Mr. K. Watching you walk across the street.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that they have those little bicycle things. Welcome back to Kawakouple. How y'all doing? I am Mr. K, that's me, and over there is Mrs. K.
Hello.
Hello. It's so cute when you do that too. It's like, hello. Today's topic is a good one, and you guys get it from a duo vlog, which I know you guys are always complaining that you don't have enough of. So here's another duo vlog. Okay, today's big topic is green light.
That's the topic? Green light? Okay.
Motorcycle riding school, and we kind of do this about twice a year where we talk about motorcycle riding school and why you should do that. Today, as a matter of fact, we're going to be heading to PRS, Pacific Riding School. It's not a sponsor, so don't think it is, but it is a place that we highly recommend. Mrs. K and I went there, and well, frankly, that's where we started our riding career, a YouTube riding career. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to show you guys a little bit of things along the way. Mrs. K, set it off. Tell us about, well, how it works. Why is it so important for us, for anybody who's thinking about going, to riding school?
Well, you get to learn all your skills that you're going to need on the road. It's basic skills. It's not like they're going to teach you how to knee down or anything crazy like that.
What?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know how to go really, really fast and just be silly?
Well, I didn't say you can't go really fast and be silly. I'm just saying, though, they teach you how to control your bike, how to use your gears, like the basic gears, 1 and 2, neutral.
Okay.
They teach you how to clutch and brake.
Clutch and brake. Yes, I agree. They do teach you all that stuff. And one of the crazy things is, being a new rider, you kind of want to go through this process. You kind of want to learn how to go through all those things. Because here's the crazy thing. So I am riding my Ninja 650 today, and Mrs. K is riding her beautiful Zero S all-electric motorcycle.
Oh, come on. Yours is still sexy. Don't give it not credit.
Oh, no, I'm definitely giving my bike credit. She's awesome. But, so, obviously, gas versus electric. But the importance here is that, and we talked about this a few times, would you have gotten a bike without going to PRS and learning on a gas-powered motorcycle first? No. So PRS Pacific Riding School, PRS helped you to kind of get comfortable with the gears and go through the process of understanding how everything works. Could you have done it without going to school?
Sure, I could have. It would have taken longer.
Right. So this way, by going to school, you pay a little bit of money, obviously, but you get what?
Well, I mean, you get more confidence. Like, obviously, it's not going to be like you're going to go out and onto the road after the first time by yourself after taking the course and going, woohoo, I can do this. I mean, it still takes some time, but I mean, it basically gives you the basics so that you have the understanding of how to use your vehicle the proper way.
And why did I bring up the difference between my bike and your bike? Because you started out on a Ninja 300.
Correct.
And that's basically, you went to school, you learned on I can't remember what they were, but they were
I don't know.
Anyway, so, but we're going to go there. We might actually see the bikes that we learned, because we'll show you guys that we went there. But the coolest thing about it all is, you learned on the Ninja 300. Today you're riding the Zero S. The big question I have for you is, would you have bought the Zero S, let's say, right off the bat?
No, I wouldn't have. It's got a lot of power. Like, let's be honest. It's an all-electric bike. It has the instant torque, the instant go. Okay. Having that under your hands as a new rider, I think, is intimidating.
Okay. So what are some of the key things you think that you've learned with the key things? Like, the things, wow, she slowed down a lot. She can't maintain her speed. You're going to learn that at the riding school too. So speed maintenance on any ride is very important. So if you're going to look down a lot of times with motovloggers, you'll see that they're showing their speed, and they have this massive variance going from like a 20 kilometer per hour difference, just up and down, up and down, up and down. That's actually a disaster waiting to happen if there's cars behind you. And so one of the key things that they teach you at the PRS is, without a doubt, how to One, obviously, clutch and brake, how to use your clutch, how to use your brake, how to do counter steering. Counter steering was awesome whenever anybody tries to explain it to a new rider.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
But I think ultimately all of this comes into effect of how you learn all these little things that they teach you, how to look where you want to go, and all these little things that make such an amazing difference. For you, you told me countless times that without PRS, you don't think you'd ever be where you are today riding.
No, I wouldn't have been. Honestly, like even the stuff to teach you how to deal with emergencies and stuff like that, even though they put up the pretend little ones for you where you have to go and like do your emergency stopping or, pretend there's a tree there and you have to go around it.
Yeah.
It really helped with all of that because I've had some situations that were a little bit more strenuous, and if I didn't have that teachings firsthand, I think I would have freaked out a lot differently in those scenarios.
That makes sense. I think one of the most amazing things about going to these schools is, one, you get to ask questions, from what I think, for example, the people at PRS, they really are professionals, and to be able to ask questions from a professional and say, listen, I have no idea what I'm doing. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? And they'll take the time to, get on the back seat of your bike, which was crazy when they did that.
Especially when they just jumped on without any warning.
Yeah, you're just like doing your little thing that they tell you to do, and they just jump on out of nowhere. Like, I even liked it when they just like suddenly walk out in front of your bike, and you're like, why would you do that? Well, they're teaching you how to avoid stuff, right? And so it's very good to have that professional aspect, much better. Would you have felt the same way, let's say, if one of our good friends that ride for like 20 years would have been the one teaching you?
No, because honestly, the longer you ride, the more of the little things that you forget because you just automatically do it and you don't think about it.
Yeah, you become complacent.
But it's not just the complacency, it's just that you kind of are just used to it, so you just do, right?
Yeah, you don't even think about some of the stuff you do the longer you ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So what do you recommend to a lot of the new riders? What's your take on all this?
Go to the course, learn, and if you have friends that ride, go out with them. Just remind them that your skill level isn't at their level.
Which brings us to a really key point, which is don't ride beyond your means. I think it's always good to test yourself here and there, but do not go absolutely insane on your first year.
Oh no, definitely not.
I know people want to. I think people obviously have this imagination of motorcycles, and most people, going back to the school, one of the great things is they tell you, listen, motorcycles are dangerous. And it's funny because they actually went through the process of telling us like how dangerous motorcycles really are.
Yes.
And I find it to be absolutely bonkers. So she can do that. Like, she has no neutral, she has nothing. She just like takes her hand off the bar. Kawakouple?
Okay.
But so basically, it ends up being one of those things where they showed us all the crazy, horrible things that can happen to you on a motorcycle.
Especially when you get target fixation.
Oh God, yes, there's that. So all these things you're gonna learn in a course. Now, obviously, we are talking about PRS because we went to PRS. We highly recommended it to a few of our friends. They went, and you know what? Everybody who we personally know told us they swear by it. So that's good.
Yes.
I mean, people will always have their good locations, bad locations. I saw some comments, people saying that these guys are this, these guys are that. I'd like to point out that some of the people that actually made those negative comments also either, one, don't have a motorcycle license today because they got busted, or two, don't have a motorcycle because they crashed it. So you kind of have to take all the comments with a grain of salt. For us, we did this 4 years ago. They taught us how to ride safe. They explained to us what riding safe means, and it makes a world of difference to have that knowledge and to build up the right habits from the get-go.
Yes, it does, and I completely agree with all that you've said. Plus, I think the team over there is pretty good when it comes to having different team members, because if one of them can't explain it to you, another one can.
Yes, and that's a huge thing to see that, when and they work together really well too. They work off of each other. I remember when one guy wasn't working that day, the other guy jumped in and basically took over right from where the previous guy left off.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. I love seeing that. It's again professionalism. So once again, this is not a sponsored video, guys. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not getting anything like this. This is strictly us trying to help you guys all out by saying, obviously many of you guys do not live in our area. So, I'm not trying to suggest, go to PRS. What we are saying is go to riding school, take the time to go to a riding school because it's going to help you so much in your riding career, if you want to say it that way.
Yes, it's very important to go somewhere that's reputable, that can teach you well, and they give you the skills that will actually help you out on the road.
Yep.
Because there is some schools that just teach you what you need to pass.
Okay, so like I said, that basically this is Pacific Riding School, but what's really important to know, okay, so there is where they're all learning. I obviously don't want to go in there. They're in the middle of teaching stuff, but that's what we did.
Yes.
And
this is the school.
That's the school. Okay, you guys can hear them screaming. I have my earplugs in, so I don't know how much you guys can hear. But so basically what they're doing is like you see all the cones, and then you have to go around and do all the little fun. So you got to do like little swooshies. You got to do
Eights.
Figure eights. You got to do stop and goes. You have to look where you want to go the whole time. So there's all these little steps that you take when you're going around these little cones, and each cone has a purpose. And you want to stay, basically, you want to stay even in the tight spots. You want to stay there. You want to maintain a distance. So that's kind of the whole point here. They're trying to teach you how to what's the best?
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, maintain your lane, and it's all these little details that they go through each step. And today, for example, there's two instructors out. So the one furthest down and the one walking towards us. And so they each watch what's happening. And
I think he's going to come talk to us.
Probably. And they're so good at actually talking about just what is the fun part of, they're so good at talking about how to do all the details. And you guys will see like how they have to do it. So as you guys can see, what's happening basically is...
Oh, I remember this one.
You remember this one?
Yeah.
Which one is this one?
This is where you have to go and then you do the S curve kind of thing.
Right. So you'll see that that guy over there, the instructor is telling him to keep his elbows in, and then they take turns. So this guy's going to go now. He's going to go all around the cones. Now, anyway, the point here is that all these little things, we're going to sit here just a little bit so you guys can kind of get an idea of what each bike is doing. So on camera, you guys can kind of pick a bike and follow it, and you'll see what they're doing. It's quite interesting. They're really good at just kind of bringing their bikes to a full stop, explaining to everybody why it's important to do that. And again, you see, like, look where you want to go. There, you'll hear. Well, I don't know if you guys are here, but you hear, look where you want to go. It's incredible. And then, the person coming towards us right now, as you guys can see, is going between the cones. Really, really cool. It's a fun little thing to practice. And those are the same bikes we were riding. At this point, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to say you guys are absolutely awesome. And I hope you guys would really consider taking riding school.
Of course.
Yeah, it's important, right? And if you are in Vancouver or Surrey or anywhere in the Lower Mainland here in Vancouver, I highly recommend PRS. They really are good, and we highly recommend schools no matter where you take it. Don't let that one guy be your instructor.
No.
Don't do that. I don't care who he is. Just because he's your uncle and he's been riding for 25 years, it's not the best place to learn, okay? Just go to a professional, learn all the basics from the get-go, because like you said earlier, people tend to miss stuff.
Yes.
All right. That's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.